Have you ever been around someone whose presence drains your energy, stirs your emotions, or leaves behind chaos? Sadly, evil isn't just a thing in myths or movies, it's real, and often it works in subtle ways. But with some awareness, you can spot the warning signs and protect yourself. Evil people don't show up with horns or tails. They reveal themselves through actions manipulating, exploiting, and twisting your kindness for their gain. The good news? You don't need to be a detective to see them. Ancient Stoics like Marcus Aurelius left us timeless wisdom for recognizing and guarding against such people. In this video, I'll reveal 10 clear signs that you're dealing with an evil person, signs you simply can't ignore. These insights will help you protect your peace and energy. So let's get started. Constant manipulation. Seneca once said, "He who has many fears also has many things to manipulate." Manipulators don't rely on truth, they twist reality, turning lies into tools. I once worked with someone who praised me publicly, but quietly undermined me behind the scenes. He made me doubt myself and feel like I needed him to succeed. That's how manipulation works. It doesn't just confuse, it weakens your confidence. True manipulators build control by exploiting your insecurities. They make you believe only they understand you or can help you. Stoic philosophy teaches that real virtue leads you toward independence, not dependence. If someone constantly pressures you to follow their lead while ignoring your boundaries, it's time to step back. Remember Epictetus's words, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Don't play their game, choose clarity, self-awareness, and freedom. A mask of charm. Epictetus reminded us that dazzling appearances often hide deeper truths. Some people seem too charming, too perfect, like they've stepped out of a script. Real charm, when genuine, builds trust. But in the hands of the manipulative, it becomes a weapon. They flatter to get what they want, then disappear once there's nothing left to gain. I once had a friend like this, endlessly praising others, making them feel special. But it was all calculated. Once he got what he wanted, he moved on, often bad-mouthing the very people he praised. If you feel uneasy despite someone's charm, trust that instinct. Stoic wisdom reminds us that real kindness doesn't need a mask. It speaks through honest actions, not slick words. Lies without conscience. Marcus Aurelius advised, "Do nothing that isn't right and say nothing that isn't true." But evil people see truth as an obstacle. They lie deliberately, not from carelessness, but as a strategy. Imagine a friend who claims full credit for a project, only for the evidence to show otherwise. When confronted, she shifts blame and twists the facts, making you question your own memory. This tactic erodes your grip on reality. They lie to control the story and you, but lies require constant maintenance. The truth doesn't. Pay attention to contradictions. If someone's words and actions don't match, believe the actions. Stoic teaching says integrity is revealed not in words, but in consistent behavior. Set boundaries and walk away if needed. Peace is worth it. Lack of empathy. Seneca said, "We are social beings not meant to live just for ourselves." Empathy connects us, but for the truly malicious, people are just tools for personal gain. Imagine opening up to someone about your pain, only to have them brush it off and shift the focus to themselves. That cold response isn't a one-off, it's a pattern. These people don't care about your joys or sorrows unless it benefits them. They may fake compassion when it suits them, but their indifference eventually shows. Marcus Aurelius said, "Stop arguing about what a good man should be one." So protect yourself. Set clear boundaries and seek relationships grounded in empathy, not self-interest. Real connection lifts you up, it doesn't drain you. A hunger for control. To an evil person, control isn't just a preference, it's their lifeline. They want to dominate your choices, your thoughts, your emotions. Marcus Aurelius said, "Your mind is yours, not ruled by outside events." But manipulators know that if they can control your mind, they can control your life. I once knew someone whose advice seemed helpful at first, but over time, I realized they were planting doubts, making me feel incapable. Their goal wasn't to help me grow, it was to keep me small and dependent. Such people use guilt, praise, or subtle criticism to hold you back. But as Epictetus taught, freedom comes from mastering yourself, not surrendering to others. Ask yourself, does this align with my values? If not, step away. Your thoughts shape your life. Don't let anyone else control them. True friends don't try to own your mind. They help you grow and walk beside you, not above you. Blame games and deflection. Seneca wisely noted that people often prefer trust over judgment, a tendency manipulators exploit. Instead of owning their mistakes, they spin stories that cast themselves as victims, shifting blame onto others with unsettling ease. As Seneca said, truth stands on its own, while lies need elaborate support. Picture someone who never accepts responsibility. When things go wrong, they blame you or circumstances, never themselves. I once worked on a major project with a close friend. When challenges arose, she quickly criticized my methods instead of admitting her own missteps. At first, it felt like constructive feedback, but over time, I realized I was being subtly manipulated into carrying the blame. These individuals twist reality, use your empathy against you, and always play the victim. As Marcus Aurelius reminds us, truth is self-evident. When facing such people, stay grounded in facts, not emotions. Challenge false claims calmly but firmly. To deal with them, set clear boundaries. Refuse to participate in their psychological games. Integrity means taking responsibility, and anyone who avoids it reveals their true nature. Protect your peace by steering clear of their traps. The pleasure of pain, a disturbing trait of truly malicious people, is the pleasure they take in others' suffering. Epictetus advised us to surround ourselves with those who make us better, but these individuals do the opposite. Whether through sarcasm, mocking others' failures, or quiet satisfaction at someone's downfall, their joy is rooted in others' pain. I once had a friend who gleefully shared others' failures. When a coworker was publicly reprimanded, she chuckled. What seemed like indifference turned out to be a pattern. She felt powerful by putting others down. Rather than support, she used others' struggles to appear superior. Seneca said, "No one is more miserable than one who never faces adversity." But for these people, adversity is a weapon, not a lesson. They gossip, sabotage, and hurt to feed their ego, masking deep insecurity. Stoicism reminds us to protect our self-worth and choose relationships that build us up. When someone seems to enjoy others' pain or fixates on failure, step back. Every moment with them erodes your peace. True joy is found in shared growth, not in tearing others down. Isolation is a weapon. Marcus Aurelius said humans are meant to work together. Our strength lies in unity. But manipulative people aim to break this connection. Isolation is one of their most powerful tools. They'll gradually plant doubts. Your best friend doesn't really support you, or your family doesn't understand you like I do. I had a friend like this at first. I thought she was being protective, but her remarks became frequent, subtly pulling me away from those I loved. The result? Isolation and control. This tactic is calculated. The more alone you feel, the more power they have. But true strength comes from connection. If you notice growing distance between you and your loved ones, stop and reflect. Reconnect with those who truly care. As Stoics remind us, we're not meant to be alone. Real relationships are our foundation. Protect them. Jealousy in disguise. Envy is most dangerous when it hides behind concern. Seneca called it the ulcer of the soul. Envious people can't stand others' success, so they cloak their insecurity in backhanded compliments or advice. After completing a big project, a friend told me, "That's great, but you could push yourself more next time." It sounded helpful, but something felt off. Her tone suggested I wasn't enough. Over time, I realized she often gave praise laced with subtle jabs. Jealous people rarely attack openly. Instead, they sow doubt. You did well, but don't get too excited, or someone else did even better. These comments aren't meant to help. They're meant to shrink your confidence so they can feel bigger. Trust your gut. True friends lift you up without reservation. If someone consistently undercuts your achievements, set boundaries. Don't dim your light to make others feel comfortable. Own your worth and shine brighter. The unrepentant heart. Marcus Aurelius said we shouldn't debate what a good person is, just be one. But some people refuse to take responsibility. They never apologize, never change, and always justify their actions. Think of someone who always has an excuse. When they hurt others, they blame the situation, or worse, accuse the victim of overreacting. Their refusal to grow is a red flag. To them, self-reflection is weakness. They cling to harmful patterns instead of learning from them. But Stoicism teaches that owning our mistakes takes strength. Growth starts with humility and the willingness to make amends. If someone in your life never takes accountability, protect your peace. Focus on relationships that encourage growth and character. Closing thoughts. These 10 signs reveal the patterns of toxic individuals. They can only manipulate when we remain unaware. Once you recognize the tactics, you can protect your energy and your peace. As Marcus Aurelius said, true strength lies in mastering your mind. So set clear boundaries, stay rooted in your truth, and keep shining, because your light is exactly what they fear most. If you found this helpful, hit the like button, subscribe, and comment, "I see the signs," to show you're ready to protect your peace and live with clarity. See you in the next video, where your wisdom will continue to grow.